Hello everybody, welcome to week 12, the final week of the half marathon training block. I always say we. I had a 4-mile run scheduled for yesterday, decided to not go out and do it. My right foot was really hurting after that 12-miler. Had what looked to be a bruise on like the outer metatarsal of my right foot. So I can kind of feel a little bit of a tinge in my right foot as I run right now. So 30-minute tempo today, halfway through the warm-up, and then a 2-miler tomorrow, and we'll be good for Sunday. So great weather, got a little crisp in the air, nice and cool. Feels like fall. One of the best times of the year to be a runner. So I think we're done with struggling through the 80s and 90-degree temperatures. So very much looking forward to running in this fall, this winter. Alright, I'll check in with you guys later. Alright, 4.5 minutes left on the cool down. We did 10 minutes at about an 8:35 pace. We hit 1 mile in the tempo at 8:35, so we're trying to go between 8:20 and 8:30. Once the run's over, I'll check the actual stats. Get back to you soon. Alright, workout done. 3.09 miles in 30 minutes. 9 minutes and 42 seconds per mile. A 5K is 3.1 miles, so basically a 5K in 30 minutes. So that means our average kilometer pace was right on 6 minutes per kilometer. So nice workout. It detected a new lactate threshold for me, which I declined. So wasn't happy with that. So you're gonna have that. So we'll do an actual lactate threshold test after this block's over. Do the guided test on the Garmin and see where we come in at. But yeah, so one more run left. A little 2-miler tomorrow. We'll go easy on that one. And then it's race day. As they say, the hay will be in the barn. We sure could have put more hay into the barn, but I got sick there for a couple weeks and we adjusted some of the runs. But when we were healthy, we pretty much did almost every run. We skipped yesterday, the 4-miler, obviously, because our foot was in a little bit of pain, but we were extra cautious given this is race week. Foot feels fine, so that's good. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And if you've been following along, thanks for following along. Appreciate it. And if you're new, thanks for stopping by. Hope you stay around. After this block, need to kind of figure out what's next. Maybe we'll get into some 5K or 10K training. Not quite sure yet. This time of year gets pretty busy for me in terms of the personal life. So don't think I'm gonna have a lot of time for half marathon or marathon training. So probably do something with a little shorter distance, a little harder work in terms of the pace. But we'll get to that when we get there. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final run of this Pro Football Hall of Fame half marathon training block. Little 2 easy-mile run, and then we got 2 rest days, and then we're gonna be at the start line. Will we break 2 hours? I don't know if I'm actually gonna go for it, but we'll see. See how we're feeling come race morning. So yeah, this race was supposed to have an expo the weekend of, and a spaghetti dinner the night before. But yeah, they're not having the expo anymore, so it's just pretty much a glorified packet pickup. And then there wasn't enough interest for the spaghetti dinner, so that got canceled. So it's kind of unfortunate. Also got a note today that the overseas distributor for the finishing medals, their rings, they kind of messed them up. So we're gonna get the messed up ring, and then like 10 days after the race, we're supposed to get like the correct ring. So kind of a 2-for-1. Let's go. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on the ins and outs of the marathon, half marathon. Give you my review, let you know if it's worth it or not. All right, final 2 miles done. 20 minutes, 37 seconds, 10:19 average pace. Yeah, probably a little too fast, but last 2 miles of the block felt pretty good. My watch now predicting I can run the half marathon in 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 52 seconds. So it's gained confidence in me. I feel good about that. I feel like I'm peaking at the right time. I mean, there's no chance I run 1:48:52. Yeah, but back to the No Expo at the half marathon. I was gonna try to get some footage for you guys to see what it looked like on the inside. But instead I'll probably get some stock footage from downtown Canton and the days leading up to the half marathon. I'll put that into the vlog. But yeah, I'll see you guys Sunday for race day. Wish me luck. Okay, we've made it to Sunday, August 25th, race day. I didn't take any footage of the actual race as I wanted to focus on doing the best I could. But in retrospect, I wish I had taken some footage for you guys. My wife got a few seconds of actual running after I passed in front of the hotel we were staying at just past mile 10, which I'll input for you guys to see. But let's get into the actual race. I did line up behind the 2-hour pacer with the goal of keeping her in eye shot, but she took off after crossing the start line. So I probably went off a bit too fast out of the gate. It's also a bit of an uphill start, more than I anticipated, which in turn meant I spent too much energy too early on in the race. As you can see from the chart, the first 4 miles or so are consistent rolling hills with a couple decent climbs between miles 6 and 7 and miles 8 and 9. Through the first 5 miles, I was only like 10 seconds behind on my sub-2 goal. And I took my first gel at mile 4. I actually ended up forgetting my Cis gels at home, so I had to hit up the local running store in Canton and got a couple goo gels, since I didn't carry my Cis gels. But I've successfully fueled with those goo gels in the past and previous training blocks, so it wasn't a new thing on race day. Despite fueling with the gel at mile 4, the extra energy I burned at the start finally started to catch up with me during the climbs between miles 6 and 7, as I put up my first 10-minute mile, which, as you can see from my splits, this would be the theme for the remainder of the race, and this would also be the last time I'd see the 2-hour pacer. At the halfway point, I remember looking down at my watch and estimating my finish time. At that point, I was on pace for just under 2 hours and 2 minutes. I think like 2 hours, 1 minute, and 44 seconds to be exact. At this point, I knew the sub-2 goal was gone, so I refocused my sights on trying to go sub-2 hours and 5 minutes. But while the last half of the race doesn't appear to have much elevation outside those 2 climbs I previously mentioned, I just didn't have the energy or the legs to hold on and hit that goal. The race, it started nice and early, 6:30 in the morning. Temps were in the mid-60s, which aren't ideal temps for racing, but considering it's a late summer race, what more could I really ask for? Temps actually felt really good for most of the race. I don't think it was until after like mile 8 or 9 that the sunrise and the sunshine actually started to kind of suck. And I got a little boost just after I passed mile 10 when I saw my wife and boys. I remember yelling over to them that my 2:05 goal was in jeopardy, but that I should probably hit the worst case scenario goal of going sub 2:10. But with that said, the last 5 kilometers were tough. As you can see from my mile splits, miles 12 and 13 were my slowest of the entire race, although I did manage to pull some speed together for the last 1/10 of a mile. Because, going into mile 13, I knew that my 30-plus age personal record, personal best, was on the table. In March of 2023, I ran a 2 hour, 8 minute, and 44 second half marathon. So I did what I could to beat that. And I crossed the finish line in 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 32 seconds, which is 7 minutes and 21 seconds behind my all-time PR and 7 minutes and 33 seconds short of my sub-2 goal. overall, I'm not sure if I'd do this specific half marathon again, but it was a fun experience. I mean, after all, you don't get to start many races on a football field, so that was kind of cool. I think I'll run this challenge back at some point, but not sure that it'll be for a while. I'm almost 100% certain I'm going to be running the Pittsburgh Half Marathon next May, so maybe that will be the next attempt at sub 2 or faster. I think in the meantime, I'm going to concentrate on the shorter distances, like improving my 5K and 10K times. I have some times from last year that at this point, given my current fitness, would be a lofty goal to try to beat by the end of the year, but maybe I'll give that a go. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's followed along on the journey. Your support meant a lot and helped to keep me motivated throughout the training block, not only here on YouTube, but also over on Strava. I hope you guys will stick around, as I plan to keep posting running content on the channel. Maybe not as routinely, but we'll see. All right, that's it from me. Hope everyone out there reaches their goals. If you liked what you saw, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, and consider subscribing. See you next time.